Hey YouTube, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a knife video for you, and today I'm not talking about the Reich P108 SF, but this is going to come into play in this video in a couple of minutes, okay? This is actually a video response to 7 Ready Knife Reviews, who recently passed 2,000 subscribers and is doing a giveaway. So one of the ways you can be involved in that giveaway is by creating a video, and I thought for 2 reasons I wanted to do this. Number one, to share with you guys that it's pretty cool that he's hit 2,000 subscribers, and if you're not subscribed, if you haven't seen much of his work, go over and check him out. I'll put a link in the description box down below. But within that video, he asks for some questions to be answered, or actually he asks for a comment to his channel and then for some questions to be answered. Now they're supposed to be separated, but I'm going to put them together. So the first thing he wants to know is, which gear item would you like to see reviewed in the future on his channel? And you can go over and enter his giveaway by making that comment on the video there. But my suggestion is this knife right here. This is the Reich P108 SF. Really nice knife. Reich Knives is doing some really cool stuff. I'm super impressed with them. And they're the knife division, if you will, of Phoenix Flashlights. So what I'm going to do is send this knife over to Sweden so that 7 Ready can check it out and give you his thoughts as well. I've already done that, so might as well let somebody else have a try, and that works out really well for everybody. It's a real win-win. He gets to check out a cool knife, Reich Knives gets maybe a little more publicity, and I get to respond to his giveaway. Now, the other question he asks, the 2 other questions are, number 1, which knife do you use the most and why? And I gave this a lot of thought, and after careful consideration, I came up with this knife right here. This, as you can see, is a modern kitchen butter knife, and I've got to tell you that of all the knives in my collection, this one gets used an awful lot. I use it for cutting up sandwiches, I use it for making grilled cheese, I use it for buttering toast and bread. My one son is a real fan of bread with white butter. That's what he calls regular butter, I think, because for a long time he had always peanut butter, and so, you know, to differentiate, he calls regular butter white butter. Anyway, so I use it for bread with white butter on it, and you know, this is a pretty handy little knife. Now, I will say it will not cut paper at all, but it also won't cut your fingers, so I guess that's kind of a trade-off that you have to make. Size and weight on this guy is, let me quickly check that out for you. All right, you can see there 2.54 ounces, which is actually not bad for a fixed blade. And the size on this is, let's see if I can get the 1 on here instead of the middle of the ruler. So the overall size on this is about 8.5 inches, which I think is pretty standard size for a kitchen knife. By the way, highly recommend this. No moving parts, very simple, so pretty much anyone can use this, and you can even trust your kids with it. Plus, if you get something stuck, you know, this can serve as a pry tool. It can serve as a screwdriver. You know, you can tighten up your Emerson folder with this, and pretty handy tool overall. So this is my most used knife for the VR to 7 Ready Knife Reviews. Finally, he asks the question, which knife started your collection? And this is not the actual knife, but it's pretty close. And I want to give honorable mention to a couple other knives as well. So this knife is the Rat Model 1, and this was the first sort of modern folding knife that I got into when I was, you know, going to collect knives. So I did a lot of, you know, research. I watched videos, good old Nut and Fancy videos, and this knife just stood out as something very, very good. So the first knife that I got that I was really excited about, I guess, was this knife here. Now, there was a knife before this that I was pretty excited about, but I didn't know much about knives at the time, and so I didn't really clue in. Now, I don't have it here, so the Cold Steel Tawar is going to help out. Actually, you know what? The Cold Steel 4MAX, since it's a little more fun on camera, is going to help out with that. I was watching, and I've told this story before, but I was watching the show Deadliest Warrior, and they specifically made mention that the US Navy SEALs carried a Cold Steel Recon 1, and I was blown away by that. Now, I didn't know really what a Cold Steel Recon 1 was at the time, but I actually wrote it down, and as I got more and more into knives, of course, I figured out what a Cold Steel Recon 1 was, and I still have one in my collection, and I actually really like it. I feel like it's kind of a standard knife that because it's very hard use, and because it's very versatile, it's easy to carry, it's well made, it's available in a bunch of different blade shapes. It's a knife that I feel like every hard use knife ought to be compared to. So the Formax is kind of standing in for the Cold Steel Recon 1, which I don't have here today. So there you go, guys. That is my VR to 7 ready knife reviews. Go over and check out his channel. Give him a sub. He's already hit 2,000, so I'm sure a couple hundred more would be great. And hopefully he's growing by leaps and bounds. Thanks for watching. Let's pull in a few more knives in here just to kind of finish things off on a high note. What else have we got? There we go. There we go. That is my VR finally to 7 ready knife reviews. By the way, since you're here, don't forget to like and subscribe this channel as well. We will talk to you soon.